called the Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel characters, and now it's called Sony's Spider-Man Universe. So this preludes to the fact that the rumors might be true that they're planning on making a Spider-Man 4 and an Amazing Spider-Man 3, and then crossing all the Spider-Man together in a more, I guess, well-polished film, if that makes sense. Like Sony might do a few of those themselves. Instead of having Marvel be the chief on those, they'll be the chief, and they'll just have like Marvel's. They'll add little Marvel touches. Because they'll still be part of the MCU. It's just they'll be in Sony's own version or own universe within the MCU, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
But that'll let them do a crossover, so Venom can be part of the MCU as well.
I think Venom deserves a chance. Even though he is technically a villain, he deserves.
He's an anti-hero, from what my brothers told me.
I mean, it depends what kind of Venom you look at, because if we're looking at movieverse, you could technically say he's an anti-hero.
But
what is it? Tom Hardy's is the anti-hero. And I'm looking at Topher Grace, or the guy who played Venom in
Spider-Man 3.
And I was looking at that as more of the villain.
That Venom was questionable.
I mean, yeah, we gotta understand.
Now, was Venom buff in the comics? Like, was Venom big in the comics, or was he streamlined?
No, he was a Buffy boy.
Okay, so the Tom Hardy one's more accurate.
Yeah, but Tom Hardy's Venom is more accurate, but what Raimi's Venom was meant to be more like Spider-Man in a way.
Yeah. Well, because at that point he already was bonded with Spider-Man, so he got his powers.
Yeah, and there was like these comics that came out during the event of Spider-Man 3, saying that they remembered everything that Peter went through, from fighting Green Goblin, Harry fight, every fight, even that church scene. And obviously, and I feel like that Venom is completely underrated. Yes,
he was okay, but definitely Hardy's Venom's where it's at. If there's a Venom I want to see with Spider-Man, it's that Venom. But what are your overall thoughts on the trailer?
I thought it was great to see my two favorite villains from the Raimi.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if anybody don't know, I'm a diehard fan of Tobey Maguire and the Raimiverse. And just seeing those two again just makes me want to just rewatch the the trilogy again. And potentially to see my favorite Spider-Man, Tobey. I'm literally gonna say, welcome back, Mr. Spider-Man. I don't care.
All units, we're getting reports that a riot has broken out.
What were your thoughts on potentially seeing Andrew team up with Tom?
Initial thoughts is the trailer. I expected the trailer to be. Obviously, I thought the trailer was amazing. I'm more hyped for the movie than ever. But I was, in the back of my mind, I was hoping we got to see snippets of the two other Spider-Man, the two previous ones. I was hoping, didn't expect it. We obviously didn't get that. But if you go and watch all the videos of the interviews and the leaks, I mean, basically every actor that is officially involved, that has been said to be involved, has basically confirmed.
I have yet to see Tobey's interview, so if you...
Yeah, he hasn't. He might have, I don't remember. But, it's like, let me change my fucking party balance so I'm not listening to this fucking in-game shit. Actually, Tobey might have, but, like, the guy that... Have you seen the Holland movies?
Not yet. I was getting ready to, but then that trailer dropped, and I'm like...
Okay. Okay, so you need to watch those Holland movies, obviously, before you see No Way Home. But there's one guy that's one of Holland's teachers, and he was asked the question straight up: who are you most excited to see play play Spider-Man alongside Tom Holland, Toby or Andrew, and he straight up said Toby. Plus, we've got Andrew doing like winks, or I don't know if he did winks, but he subtly confirmed stuff like saying that this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's probably the most ambitious superhero movie on all time, and if they're not bringing those back, just bringing villains back will not make it the most ambitious movie of all time. That's been done before. If they brought the villains and the 2 previous Spider-Man that were played like a decade ago, even what's his face, Andrew's coming up on a decade almost. His last appearance was in 2014. He first came in 2012, and it's about to be 2022.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only way this will be. That's the only way this will be the most ambitious superhero movie of all time.
I'll be right back, bro.
Yeah.
Don't leave this shit.
Well, I'm not.
We're still discussing.
I'm kind of just fucking around on this building because I'm talking. But yeah, guys, I'm super hyped. I'm seeing it the week after, so I believe it comes out on like a Friday. I'll be seeing it like the Monday after because I work. Yeah, super hyped. I can't wait. I don't remember the last time I've been this excited for a movie. Maybe Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, but still, Spider-Man's always been one of my top 4 or 5 superheroes. He's gone up the ranks very recently just because I've been playing a bunch of Miles Morales and the Spider-Man 1 video game. What the fuck is his foot doing? What the fuck? Dog, that is not good. Bro, that is disgusting.
I'm back again.
Dog. Dude, this man's foot is at some unnatural angles. Ew. DJ.
I'm back, Robert. What happened?
This man's feet are broken.
How is the Sinister Six gonna do?
What do you mean? How, like against the Spider-Man, or well, like fan?
In general. Basically, in general.
Well, I mean, pretty obviously they're gonna lose. But
yeah, obviously the villains need to lose because the hero needs the credit.
But I think they're gonna do really well. I think this is definitely gonna be probably the top Marvel movie and superhero movie of all time.
Because the trailer surpassed Endgame and Infinity War.
People are even thinking it's gonna surpass Endgame to be the highest grossing movie of all time as well. If they bring all the villains and the Spider-Man together, if it doesn't do that, like if it doesn't break that record, I don't know how. I mean, because in my opinion, I'm more excited for this than I was Endgame. I mean, recently Spider-Man's gone up in like my hero list, like the list of my favorite heroes, just because of the video games. So I'm definitely really hyped for this. I mean, I cannot wait. I mean, I'm gonna do the proper movie theater experience. I'll get a big ass thing of popcorn, a box of candy, a big ass soda.
I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna see how bad it is with the.
Dude, I'll even buy some alcohol because they serve alcohol at the theaters now.
You do?
Hell yeah, AMC's, dude. They have bars in there now. But yeah, dude, I mean, Spider-Man hype is, I mean, it hasn't died down recently, but it's because we haven't had any new content since 2019. It's kind of leveled off. I mean, we've had leaks and rumors. I mean, Miles Morales did the character justice. Like, he brought a bunch of hype to it, but at the same time, it was a 8-hour video game, not anything major. Not a movie or a actual AAA game. So, I mean, I'm very hyped for some new Spider-Man content, especially on this scale. I mean, this opens up Spider-Gwen, it opens up Miles Morales.
Yeah, speaking of
Because in
Spider-Gwen,
the comics, they're all from different universes. I mean, it opens up
they are
2099.
even the '94 show, the one I always kind of post about. That actually did like a multiverse before what Marvel's kind of doing. They did, and kind of relive both the '94 and seeing Toby again. It kind of really brings back my childhood.
But what I think they're going to do is they're going to bring back they're going to have all the Spider-Man together for this to introduce the concept of a Spider-Verse. But then they're going to take it even further and actually do a full Spider-Verse movie. Is what I'm
Kind of
gonna
like
guess.
the animated one that they released a couple years ago.
Do you remember the Ultimate Spider-Man, the one on Disney?
I do. I watched bits and pieces of it.
So do you remember when they got Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales and all that together, and I think it was like the Hobgoblin was the main villain?
Yeah, I think I remember little bits and pieces from that.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're gonna do. I've heard that Ned does die in this movie.
Well, if Ned dies, he has to go out like a hero.
Yeah,
If the
but
rumors are
from what
true.
I understand, he was Hobgoblin in the comics. So what I think is gonna happen is Ned's gonna die. He's somehow gonna come back as Hobgoblin, and from what I understand, Hobgoblin's a lot stronger than Green Goblin.
He is.
So he's
And
gonna.
he's a bit more twisted too.
Yeah.
Than
So
Green Goblin.
I think something's gonna happen with Ned, and something's gonna corrupt him. He's gonna turn into Hobgoblin. He's gonna go through all the different universes. He's gonna try and harvest some power that's just stupid strong. It might not be Infinity Stone level, but it's gonna be strong enough that it could shatter realities. Is what I think it's gonna do.
He's gonna have the same twist of mind as
Yeah.
every like comic book villain.
And because Ned's from from Holland's universe, the MCU universe,
He's gonna go for him first.
I think what's going to happen is it's going to start there, obviously, and then Holland's going to go through the different universes, collecting Spider-Man. So he's obviously going to go Toby and Andrew first. He's going to eventually. I think what's going to happen is we're going to get a live action Miles Morales. We're going to get a live action Miles Morales before this, so that we're introduced, or it might come after. I think after might be better, because then we'll have more time to go in depth. But what he'll do is he'll get like the two OG Spider-Man, Andrew and Toby. He'll go get what's his face? Miles. He'll get Spider-Gwen. Maybe like the Spider Noir in 2099. Who knows? Maybe that Ned travels through time as well, and it's gonna be a bunch of them battling Ned. Yeah. Like Ned's gonna have some super strong ability, or he's doing some power thing, and it's gonna take all of them to defeat just Ned.
Then Norman Osborn, and I'm gonna refer to Norman Osborn from the Raimiverse mostly, because he is technically the Green Goblin.
He is the Green Goblin. I don't count the one from Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like the actor, he did his part, but the design was crap.
I do like the Amazing movies, but I do agree they could have been better. I go back and I watch like the first, I watched Spider-Man 1, I mean the OG one from Toby, and I go back and I watch that, it's like, that movie is so fucking cheesy.
Like, yeah, it's going to be cheesy, but it's meant for the people from that time. Kind of like I keep telling you. Each Spider-Man fan base has their own personal preference. Yeah. I prefer the Raimiverse because I like the darker storytelling.
Yeah. I think Andrew's movies, they were good. They did the job of telling Spider-Man's story, but not Peter Parker's.
And vice versa, where Toby's did the better job of Peter than Spider-Man.
And then some people are saying Holland is the best of both worlds, which I'd have to agree. I mean, they didn't make the mistake of showing Ben's death again, because we've already seen that countless times, and they focused more on him. Yeah. And they focused more on him learning to be Spider-Man and cope with the fact that, I mean, right now he's trying to be two people, Parker and Spider-Man.
That's the struggle with both Andrew and Toby, that they had to cope with the loss of their versions of Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but the rumor is both Mary Jane and maybe Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy's coming back. I don't think Stacy's coming back though, unless she's gonna be the Gwen Stacy for the MCU as well. Because we already have an I don't think they'll do that because we already have a different MCU MJ.
Yeah, we technically, the MJ, when I think of the MCU, is kind of Zandra. How do you say her name?
Zendaya.
Zendaya. And then you have the OG MJ, which is the one. When you guys say MJ, I'm going to think of Kristen Dunn.
Yeah, I mean she was the OG MJ. All right, I'm making a smoothie, so I might be like my audio might be a little laggy, but I'm still here. So continue discussing.
Discussing of Spider-Man.
Yes, continue, my son.
You'll be my son, because I'm older than you.
Hell nah. What the fuck fell?
I wonder...
My milk fell.
If they could... Rip Robert and his milk. We go from talking about Spider-Man to talk about his poor milk. Listen to Robert's milk.
My milk fucking fell, but continue, you whore.
Hey, don't call me a whore. I will pizza time you.
Dog. What if Toby comes back, the first thing he says is just pizza time?
Bro, I'm gonna fucking die laughing. Are we like, that's from Spider-Man 2?
Yeah. I think that's just a big meme at this point.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Raimiverse is more meme-worthy because obviously the cheesiness, like you said. I look at it more as a storytelling. Yes, there are the cheesy parts. My only concern is, there's actually a leak I saw. Sorry to cut you off, Robert.
Yeah, go.
Toby's gonna talk to Tom Spider-Man and be like, "What? Where's your Uncle Ben? What happened to him?"
I did see that as well. They're all gonna compare their Ben to...
Uh-oh. Hey, Robert? I know you say you're making a smoothie.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I couldn't hear you for a second. Oh, Robert? Robert? You there? Robert? Continue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Can you... damn, what the fuck was that? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Can you hear me? Robert? I don't know. But I'm going to still continue this discussion until my friend gets back. I'm just excited to see Toby return. Like, I'm not going to be biased, nostalgic biased. I'm going to go in this movie respecting all three Spider-Men.
I mean, I'm going to as well. I'm just excited to see them all.
All I'm going to say is I'm going to wonder how Toby and MJ and Tom's MJ, they're going to be damsel in distress, because obviously you're going to need that. Imagine there are two different things playing at the same time. You hear Danny Elfman, he's playing Toby's main theme. Who directs who composes the music for the MCU? Like, is it Michael something?
I don't remember. You talk about like the person for the music?
The soundtrack. Yeah, the guy who composes the soundtrack. The music
I don't know. I don't keep track of it. Yeah, I did hear that they're all going to have their individual main themes.
Yeah. When I hear Danny Elfman, I'm going to literally freaking tear, bro. Is your smoothie okay, my boy?
This is Stable Control, requesting Cathedral. Traffic control point secure.
Uh-oh.
Eyes out for Spider-Man.
Robert, you still here, my boy?
DJ.
What?
Okay, you're here again? What the fuck? I'm just trying to make a fucking smoothie. I keep lagging now because I'm so far away. If I go out for a minute or two, just continue discussing and I'll just resume.
Okay.
But I did hear they are going to have each of their main themes playing, like, constantly.
And that's what I was trying to discuss with you before. is how are their themes gonna mesh with each other? Because
Well, they're obviously
each of the
they're gonna produce one that's kind of a hybrid of all three. They're obviously doing that.
and as soon as it comes out like on soundtrack, or where I
Mhm.
could buy it on iTunes, I am going to listen to all three themes again. Or at least the Danny Elfman theme, because I am a little bit nostalgic bias.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm here. Are you here?
Spotify.
Okay, so we all know about this type of the movie.
Oh yeah.
The only downfall is how is Marvel going to play it at? Or I meant Sony. I don't know why I said Marvel.
Sony can't afford to do anything stupid now. I mean, Tom's already so invested in the MCU. They can do their own
Yes.
stuff, but I mean, if they take them out, it's going to be mass. I mean, they're going to get murdered.
I mean, if Toby, like, there's leaks saying which Spider-Man's gonna die. If I'm gonna be honest with you, if Toby does die, I'm not gonna like say this movie's the worst, but I'm gonna say he has to go out like a hero.
Hmm?
Because his Spider-Man. No, this is just my like pick. If one of the Spider-Mans does die, because I don't want Tom to die because he's still the current Spider-Man. I want his fan base to still be happy. But what I was saying is, if they had to kill off the two older ones in a way, I'm talking about they need to go out like in a hero. Robert, you still here? Oh, he said to continue the discussion till he gets back. But yeah, talking.
Folks, I'm hearing a lot of praise for Spider-Man lately, and I'm not saying it's entirely unwarranted. He did listen to me after all, and did the right thing in the end. But dial it back, will ya? I can tell it's going to his head. Look at him. The wisecrack.
I feel like I'm getting like Endgame vibes from
Swinging
this
around the city
movie,
like he owns it. This is
where
not his
all the
city.
Avengers had to
It's
go up against
mine.
Thanos.
I
But
mean
instead of going up
ours.
against one major villain, you're going up against Raimi's villain, you're going up against the Amazing Spider-Man villain, and the MCU villains.
Say, I'm so far away. I keep lagging in and out.
It's okay.
I'm
I
here,
was
so
just
just keep discussing. I'm trying to listen as best I can.
I just mentioned how I'm getting like Endgame vibes from this because you're getting like multiple superheroes going up against one villain, but
Hmm.
technically you're going up against multiple villains and
Yeah.
against multiple heroes.
I just I'll discuss that more in a second.
You discuss more when you're back closer to your PS4. So, so Robert, how do you feel about potentially of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Green Goblin to come back? Like, do you think he's gonna reprise his role as the Green Goblin, or do you want him to just be called the New Goblin, even though that was technically James Franco's character? Hmm. I feel like Doc Ock is about to be stupid overpowered in this movie. Like he's gonna be even more stronger than he was in Spider-Man 2. I just got that feeling. And same with Green Goblin. There we go. Hey, Robert.
Alright, I'm back.
We were talking about like how each villain are going to want to kill the Spider-Man in their respective universe because technically they only know their respective Spider-Man. As soon as like Green Goblin and Doc Ock see like Andrew and Tom, they're gonna be like, "What? There's more? Who sent you?" And basically, same with all the villains. They'll be like, "There's more than just one Spider-Man."
You there, DJ?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you here? A little bit laggy, but that's okay.
Yes, I will be unlaggy in like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
But what have you... Oh, you dirty whore.
What I was trying to tell you was, while you were away from the mic, Robert, out of everybody in the Sinister Six, who do you think is going to be the most powerful? Like, in your personal opinion?
I can't really say until...
My couple picks are Mysterio, because he could do magic, or like... whatever, because I'm kind of basing this off comic book Mysterio, not MCU Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Mysterio, just because it's pretty much guaranteed that he's the missing sixth member.
And there's also a theory going around that Doctor Strange in that trailer is not actual Doctor Strange.
Oh.
It's actually somebody who wants to destroy each Spider-Man. I don't know who it was.
I don't think that's right.
It's just a theory. It's not like that. It's not concrete until we see the movie.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me.
But you gotta understand, Spider-Man has so many enemies that want him dead that at this point, who doesn't want him?
Yeah.
And there's one question, because obviously at the end of, was it Far From Home? That Mysterio leaked. I guess I am spoiling the movie for myself because I did watch a bit of clips just to get an idea how Tom's Spider-Man's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mysterio leaked it, yeah. After he killed himself.
Yeah, basically. And then the whole...
Then he blames it on Tom.
Yeah, he basically has Tom's universe against him. Where in Andrew's and Toby's universe, New York loves their adaptation of Spider-Man.
Alright, let's go for a couple more minutes and call it so I can join the boys on Dead by Daylight.
I'll join the party too, if you're cool with that.
I don't give a rat's ass, but what else shall we discuss right quick?
Just finish up discussing how Tom can fix this mess that's kind of going to be in the movie. And then
being honest, I really don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like it's going to come down to the end where he has to face the consequences.
Yeah.
Not like going to jail, but he has to face the fact that he's not alone in this universe. He has both Toby and Andrew by his side. And that was like that one line. We're going to talk a little bit more in the part of the boys, but it's been your boy Super Saiyan Cole here. Remember, leave a like for more Spider-Man content. Peace out, y'all.
I shall smell y'all later as soon as I fucking land this shit. Alright. Smells good.